Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Cadavero and I'm going to report combined axial and bending stresses. So problem number 1. A 4.8 meter column is acted upon by an axial gravity loaded of 76 kN and a uniform load of W kN per meter as shown in the figure 18.11. The column section is a W12 by 58, a 36 steel with lower end built in. Assume Kx is equal to 0.80, Ky is equal to 2.1, Fy is equal to 248 megapascal, E is equal to 200,000 megapascal, and C sub m is equal to 0.85. So, here are the properties of W12 by 58. Area is 11,032 millimeters square. D is equal to 309.63 millimeters. BF is equal to 254.36 millimeters. TF is equal to 16.28 millimeters. TW is equal to 9.12 millimeters. S sub x is equal to 1,280 times 10 to the power of 3 cubic millimeter. Sy is equal to 351 times 10 to the power of 3 millimeter cube. R sub x is equal to 134.11 millimeters. Ry is equal to 63.75 millimeters. So, here's the figure 18.11. So, mo ni ang uniform load of W kN per meter. So, dara ang gravity mo ni ang load nga 76 kN. Da naa si jay ang column kay na ay length nga 4.8 meters. So, compute the allowable axial stress. 2. Compute the required spacing of lateral bracing for maximum uniform lateral loading. And 3. Compute the maximum uniform lateral loading allowed using the calculated spacing of lateral bracing. So, number 1 solution, which is to compute the allowable axial stress. So, KXL over RX. So, atong KX kay 0.8 man. Then, atong length is 4.8. Kay substitute na 2 millimeters. Mo ng 4,800 siya. Over 134.11 is equal to 28.63. Then, KY over L over RY. So, KY is equal to 2.1 times 4,800 over 63.75 is equal to 158.12. So, atong gamiton nga KL over R is kaning 158.12 kasi jaman ang dako. Then to find the CC, wala itong gamiton nga formula. Square root of 2 pi squared times E over Fy. So, i-substitute na to 2 pi squared times 200 over 248. The square root. Ang itong answer is 126.17, which is lesser than 158.12. So, we're going to use kaninga formula sa axial compressive stress. So, Fa is equal to 12 pi square times E over 23 times the quantity of KL over R square. So, you substitute na ito tanan. 12 pi square times 200,000 over 23 times 158.12. So, atong answer sa FA is equal to 41.19 megapascal. Then, sa second nga gipangita, which is spacing of lateral bracing for maximum lateral loading. So, LC, ano ito pangitaon? Ini pangita sa spacing of lateral bracing, kaninga formula, LC is equal to 200 times BF over the square root of FY. So, ato yung substitute, kaning BF na ni sa properties of W12 by 58. So, 200 times 254.36 over the square root of 248. So, LC is equal to 3,230 millimeters or 3.23 meters. So, mo ni ang spacing of lateral bracing. So, next, ang katulong ipangita is maximum uniform lateral loading. So, FA is, kanina FA, mao ni ang axial stress. FA is equal to P over A. So, FA, ito yung substitute ng P ug ang A, 76,000 over 11,032. Atong FA is equal to 6.89. So, axial stress over axial compressive stress is equal to, atong substitute silang duha, 6.89 over 41.19 is equal to 0.17, which is greater than 0.15. Then, muna itong formula in finding the FB. Kani nga FB. So, FA over FA plus CM times FB over the quantity of 1 minus FA over FE prime times FB. FB, then it should be lesser than or equal to 1. So, since ang FE prime o kani nga FB kay anon man, o lagi anon, ato sa pangitaon sa duha, kay para kanina naman atong ipangitaon in kalas nga part. So, FE prime is equal to 12 pi square over E over 12 pi square times E over 23 times the quantity of KL over R square. So, substitute na po ito, 12 pi square times 200,000 over 23 times 158.12 square. So, FE prime is equal to 41.19 megapascal. Then, sa compact section, BF over 2TF is equal to 7.81, which is lesser than 170 over square root of 248 is equal to 10.8. Manang compact section. So, we're going to use FB is equal to 0.66 FY. Kanang formula at gamiton ini kuha sa FB. So, FB is equal to 0.66 times 248, which is equal to 163.68 megapascal. Then, balik ta dire nga formula. So, FA over FA plus CM times FB over the quantity of 1 minus FA over FE prime times FB, and it should be less than or equal to 1.0. So, substitute tanan, 6.89 over 41.19 plus 0.85 times FB times the quantity of 1 over 6.89 over 41.19 times 163.68. Then FB is equal to 133.50 megapascal. Then, ato na makuha ang uniform load nga W. So, FB but first ato sa din kwaon ang moment. FB is equal to M over SX mo ni atong formula nga gamiton. Kay sa kani nga formula, moment na may kanang unknown na ni. So, FB is equal to 133.50 is equal to M over 1,280 times 10 to the power of 3. So, M is equal to 170.88 times 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeter. So, ato na siyang i-convert to kilonewton meter. So, atong answer is 170.88 kilonewton meter. Then, kuha na to ang uniform load nga W. So, M is equal to WL squared over 8. So, atong kuhaan ang equation. So, ato na W is equal to 170.88 times 8 over 4.8 squared. So, atong uniform load is equal to 59.33 kilonewton per meter. Then, problem number 2. W250 by 58 A36 steel column is pin connected at the top and bottom with sideways being prevented. The upper hinge is eccentric by 25 millimeters, causing bending about the major axis. The column is 5.4 m high without any lateral bracing column. Using NSCP specifications, 1. Which of the following gives the allowable axial stress for the column? 2. Which of the following gives the allowable bending stress for the column? And 3. Which of the following gives the maximum safe axial load P? So these are the properties of W12 by 58. Area is equal to 7,420 millimeters square. D is 252 millimeters. Sx is equal to 693 times 10 to the power of 3 cubic millimeter. Sy is equal to 186 times 10 to the power of 3 cubic millimeters. Fy is equal to 250 megapascal. Rx is equal to 108 millimeters. Ry is equal to 50.4 millimeters. Then Bf is equal to 203 millimeters. Tw is equal to 13.5 millimeters. And Tf is equal to 8 millimeters. So this is the figure sa kanilang problem. So ang column is 5.4 millimeters ang kuan length. So nara ang pin dara. Then ang eccentric nga 25 millimeters na. So ang kani nga arrow mo ni ang load nga P. So solution na 1 is allowable axial stress for the column. So K is equal to 1 because it is pin connected. So KL over R is, so atong K kay 1 man, so atong length kay 5,400 kay 5.4 m man siya. I-substitute to millimeters na po siya. Then 1,000 times 1 times 5,400 over 50.4 is equal to 107.14. Na ato kung kaon ang CC. CC is equal to square root of 2 pi square E over the square root of Fy. Then CC is equal to square root of 2 pi square times 200,000 over 250. So which is equal to 125.66. So KL is less than CC. Then mo ni atong formula ini kuha sa axial compressive strength. So 1 is equal to FA is equal to the quantity of 1 minus KL over R square over 2cc squared times Fy over Fs. Since wa pa man ang Fs, so ato siyang pangitaon. So mo na itong formula ini ko sa Fs. Fs is equal to 5 over 3 times 3 times the quantity of KL over R over 8cc minus KL over R cube over 8cc cube. So i-substitute na ng variable. So Fs is equal to 5 over 3 times 3 plus 3 times 107.14 over 8 times 125.66 minus 107.14 cube over 8 times 125.66. So Fs is equal to 1.696. Then ato na substitute sa kaninga formula ang Fs kay siya na may kuwang ang yan nga formula. So Fa is equal to 1, the quantity of 1 minus 107.14 square over 2 times 125.66 square times 250 over 1.696. So Fa is equal to 93.83 megapascal. Then number 2, bending about major axis. So LC mo na to formula nga gamiton ini ikuha sa LC. So 200 BF over square root of Fy. So ang kanina pong BF na sa properties sa W12 by 58. So i-substitute ito 200 times 203 over the square root of 250, which is 2,568 millimeters. Then LU, so mo na itong formula ni ko sa LU, 138,000 over Fy times D over BF times TF. So i-substitute na ito tanan. Ang BF o TF na gihapon sa properties of W12 by 58. So 138,000 over 250 times 252 over 203 times 13.5, which is 6,003 6,003 millimeters. So L is lesser than, L is greater than LC but lesser than LU. Then mo na ito gamiton sa FB. So 0.60 times FY. Substitute ito ang FY is 250. So 0.60 times 250 is equal to 150 megapascal. So sa ikatulong nga gipangadyo, which is the maximum safe axial load P. So assume FA over FA is greater than 0.15. So FA over FA plus CM times FB over the quantity of 1 minus FA over FA times FB, and it should be lesser than or equal to 1. So CM, kay wa man gihatag CM, so CM is equal to 0.60 minus 0.4 times 0.60 minus 0.4 times m sub 1 over m sub 2. So since m1 is 0, so 0.60 minus 0.4 times 0 over m2. So atong cm is 0.60. So inikuha na sa FA. So FA is equal to P over A. So FA is man ang atong P, pangitaon pa man atong P kay mao ba dyan ito pangita. So FA is equal to P over 7,420 megapascal. So sa FB na punta, mana itong formula yan ipangita sa FB. FB is equal to M over SX. FB is equal to P times 25 over 693 times 10 cube. So, mga answer sa FB. P over 27,720 megapascal. So, balik sa formula. So, FA over FA plus CM times FB over the quantity of 1 minus FA over FE prime times FB. And it should be less than or less than or equal to 1. So, atong FA kay P over 7,420 all over 93.83 plus atong CM is 0.60 and atong FB is P over 27,720 over quantity of 1 minus kaning P over 7,420 over 412 is equal to 1. So, ato na makuha atong P, which is 618,000 Newton. So, ato i-convert to kilonewton. So, P is equal to 618 kilonewton. Thank you, everyone, for listening.